Check. What's up, everyone? We're doing spiritual dance music right now. I'll be with you in one sec. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, here for spiritual dance music on this January the 14th of 2021. I know, it was just the 13th when I went to the 14th. I'm here on the West Coast. And, of course, that new moon did happen on 9 p.m., ironically, exactly, Pacific, on the 12th. So here I am about 24 hours later and showed up because we're now with the sun on Pluto. We now have Uranus that just went direct. And this is going to be the month right before we come into the next new Chinese New Year that's going to change. This is going to be a wild one. I'm just preparing folks. And I thought I'd come through with spiritual dance music like as I said I would. And you know what? This show not only heals me, I know it does for a lot of other people, but it heals myself. Like if I don't do this show, my whole life goes off. And, you know, what's crazy is I felt really off the last day, and I didn't do this show. And so, you know, it's one of those things. I've been doing this show for 10 years now, and I just, I wanted to come through. If you never watched the show, this is where I'm going to channel the astrology real quick, give you a quick tarot reading, and then we're going to channel it all into a dance music mix with a prayer in between. So this is because the astrology is the most complicated. Even God is having problems figuring out the astrology. I'm not even joking. That I'm going to keep it super simple and then just go into the tarot. Everything right now is uncertain. There is not one place where you can grip yourself in certainty except for the most beautiful places within your soul self and your heart self and then the places that have to deal with that connection to the divine. Everything else in the physical realm and every other aspect is completely uncertain. There is no certainty at this moment at all. And there's no certainty for the next couple weeks at all. And everything that you think is certain will turn on a dime on you with all this Uranus energy direct, with the square from Mars to Saturn right now, with a semi-square from both exact to Neptune at 18 Pisces that is being squared by the node. So we are in crazy town. And it's okay to be in crazy town, not the band, but in crazy town because we find our answers through going through this weird realm. And if you go on highvibe.tv and join and you want to watch Deep Astrology where I go into the deepest breakdown of everything that's going on, I would check it out. Because I went from not only in the geo to the helio to just looking at also the solar from a three-dimensional standpoint in the astronomy. And I found something very weird that's been hanging around the star Regulus from the sun's point of view. Let's just say it's not from the light side, it's from the dark side. Let's jump into the tarot right now. So I'm going to do a quick little shuffle, and then we'll get going on this. But I just want to say this show's all about setting the new intention. Set the new intention of letting go of control. New moon on Pluto. It's time to release this whole idea that you can control things. Remember that when you get to the bottom of Pluto, and when it comes in Capricorn, what does Capricorn rule? At the end of the day, it rules fate. And this next month is about the biggest fated events with unpredictable pivots and turns. And you need to not look at it as crazy because it is crazy for you to think that you have control of fate. That fate is divine in how it sets its course in our life. Let's do that tarot real quick. I'll be back with 1 sec. Yes. All right. Let's see what's in the tarot. Pulling the tarot for what to expect for this new lunation cycle. Remember, we just ended the lunation cycle from the solar eclipse. So the solar eclipse energy kind of went. Now Uranus is direct. All the planets are direct. It's hyperspeed, even though with Mars square Saturn, it doesn't feel like hyperspeed. But you're going to realize, looking back, that we're in hyperspeed. The first card that we got here is, well, we got this Knight of Cups reversed. So overall, the collective right now in this lunation cycle is going, how do I move my emotional life and my personal life forward? Because it's upside down. I mean, think about it. We're in a life of lockdowns. We're in a life where we're all been through so much. It's like the emotional world is a very weird place. And the Knight of Cups is always moving forward emotionally and continuing the cup. But when it's reversed, we feel stuck. It's like being stuck in the emotional mud. Second card that we got here is the Two of Wands in reverse. We don't know what world we want because I think that we feel stuck emotionally. So okay, like that. So that Two of Wands comes up in reverse because, I mean, what world is there to go create when we don't know where we're at emotionally, where we can't understand where we're going emotionally? So there's a lot of uncertainty, as I've been saying. Ironically, these cards are picking this out. You know, that Two of Wands is so sure of the world that it wants. It's excited. But when you have a page of a Knight of Cups, it's afraid to move forward emotionally. It's got fear, wanting safety and protection, even though it doesn't really know that the safety and protection is to keep the journey going forward in life emotionally, to build emotion instead of hold on to emotions that's limiting emotions. Our challenge card that we got is the King of Wands upright. So, wow, I mean, this kind of goes with this energy, not really feeling on top of the world, especially when it comes to our passions and exactly knowing where that's even going too. We can also be very naive because the trouble would be feeling overconfident right now. And especially when we're in very sensitive waters dealing with unpredictability and uncertainty, overconfidence right now and knowing where your heart's at about life or knowing where you're at with all your passions and so forth, like this overconfidence can come down to beat you. So the challenge could also be underconfidence though. So, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, have confidence, but also don't be so sure. And then at the same time, have confidence. Don't be so unsure that you're not going to have confidence in anything. Our overall card that we pulled here is, wow, the Sun card reversed. So I guess I'm doing it for me, so there it is for you. The Sun card reversed. Man, you know, we're not feeling that we're in our true soul self. And our conscious self can also, when this is reversed, there's a lot of things aren't feeling as sunny, of course, but they're also feeling like we're not being able to be free. The Sun card is free to express itself fully. And the overall energy right now is there's some force out there that's saying, no, I don't want you to feel free. I don't want you to go ride the horse with no saddle on it and go out there and to the open field. There's an energy of the Sun card that brings the warmth and the guidance and the trust that you can live in that warmth. And I would say that wherever you're not feeling that in the emotional realm and that doesn't feel like the world that you want to go to, don't put that energy into that space anymore. It's a colder zone than it looks. We could be deceived, too, with that Sun card reversed. And our spiritual advice card is the Four of Pentacles reversed, which the spiritual advice is saying we got to let go of a lot of the things that we overvalue too much or that we put way too much significance on. The Four of Cups is a greedy person, cannot let go of that coin. And when it's in reverse, it's saying let go of that coin. You know, it's like let go of all these things that the expectations of what we want things to be like, to look like, the values that have to look this one way. I think that we have to keep a center when it comes to, of course, understanding that we have a centristic value system that's connected to the parts of our character and self. But this would be things that are blocking us from receiving those that we have to let go. I will pull one card for love, as I always do in this show. We got the Five of Wands reversed. So if you're going to avoid confrontation, it's not going to be good. Sometimes confrontation brings, the best way I could put it would be tension. And tension's good for relationships and love sometimes because it bridges it and brings it to new moments. But with Five of Wands in reverse, it's the avoidance of confrontation. We're trying to make everything be so easygoing and peaceful and to a place that there is no tension. So it's kind of like nobody shows up to the party when you don't put enough effort to tell people, like, come on, you got to come to the party. You got to come. Here's you RSVP'd. Are you coming? You know what I mean? If you just, like, say, I don't care if anybody comes, and you're that loner sitting there with all the pizza and fucking all the shit out and the barbecue out, and you're just by yourself, and you didn't put any effort into it, or you didn't call your friend out, like, really? You're not coming, bro? It's cool if you don't come, but, it'd be nice to come. Sometimes we got to put those things in life. In love, we got to also, if there's a problem, you got to bring it up, or the problem gets worse. Especially if your partner's shitting in the toilet and not flushing. I mean, how many times are you going to do that before you fucking come in there and actually, like, enjoy the toilet without shit all over it? I haven't had that problem, thank God. Actually, I did have that problem with a roommate, but I'm not going to call that roommate out, but my brother. So, Anyway, I'm going to do the quick prayer right now. We'll go right into this mix. Dear God, in our holy source of spirit that is the divine God that brings us to the eternal truth of the everlasting life that we are all on this journey for, I thank you so much for coming into this moment in our lives, as we are in a moment where it is the show that you are bringing the curtain call for all of us to explore and to enjoy and to view and experience. And I know that so many of us in the audience feel that we are in such uncertain times, and we can be gripping to the certainty of what the show's going to be like. But I ask for you to help everybody, and myself included, to all find the trust. The trust in you, of course, first, because if we have that trust in your guidance and your divinity and your truth, then you would only give us a show that only advances our life forward, that only brings us to the best way forward, to help us get away from the divisiveness, to help us get away from all the things of doubt and the parts of ourself that block our heart, that block our feelings, that block our energies and create fear and create tension and create anxiety and create so many things that block us from enjoying the show. I ask you, Lord, for a front row seat to the show, because I want to be there to support you and your grace and your light and your love that you are dropping your great show onto all of us with. I trust that you know the best way for us. I trust that everything is happening in its divine order at this moment. And I ask if you can give people that calmness inside to just trust in the show completely, but to not get lost in trying to find the answers to it all so fast, so quick, so deep, and just trust within your guidance right now. I know that this is a very weird time for people, and I know that in this work that I do, that you help channel for me to understand how to give the message to others about how this is really a time that it's okay to be in such an unknown place, that it's okay to be in such a place of uncertainty. And I ask for you to help spread that message to so many people, to all of us in the collective, and to also help us that have seen the darkness that is surrounding our world today, the darkness that can fool us, that can trick us, and that can hold us from your grace. I ask you to help all of us as souls to come back into your love and that heart that's pumped through you, and to be able to, instead of eradicate it, but to understand what it is and why it did it, and to give it the compassion and the love that it needs and deserves, so it does go away, so it does not have a reason to continue to keep the spell on so many people in this world. And I ask and I pray every night for the deprogramming and the conditioning that has happened in so many souls that are afraid to take the risk to jump into your truth, your true divinity. And from the celebrities and the people out there that spread the message of this conditioning, that spread the message of trying to take away from your guidance, your ultimate truth, and more importantly, Lord, this great show that you are bringing. I hope and I pray every day that you find a way to break the spell. And I know that I do as much as I can, Lord. And I thank you so much for giving me the opportunities and the blessings to do that. And for all those that have been affected this year in every way, because so many are not being seen right now, I know that there is a sickness going through the world that is hurting a lot of families and a lot of people, but there's sicknesses and there's so many other mental sicknesses and there's so many other business sicknesses and so many other aspects of life that are affecting all of us as a collective. And I ask for your grace, and I know that the way that the story is going, we won't understand it at this moment, but we will see that big picture and we can pull away and we can see it. And I know that your grace is good. And I know that you are doing things in the best way that I know that you can. And I trust in that 100%. And I want to reaffirm that today. And anybody out there is loving and compassionate. And I ask that that extra wave of that energy takes all of us on the planet so we can all let go of so much and come back to you. I appreciate you so much, Lord. Amen. So we are going to go live into the mix right now. If you never watched the show, don't watch it on laptop speakers or something like that. If you got some Bluetooth headset or you got some earphones, or you could hook it up to grandma's speakers, depends on the speakers, then hook it up. We go all out on this show. It is live, so, the show is live. So we're going to do it right now. We're going to channel it. I'll be in the chat. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being a part of highvibe.tv. Make sure that you remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, this show is always free on highvibe.tv on the website and on our app, which is free. I appreciate you all so much. Make sure you check out High Vibe. We're going to go right down into the mix. Love you all, and I'll see you all in the mix.
Man's old age dream, the ultimate in individual freedom consistent with law and order, or down to the ant-heap of totalitarianism. And regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security have embarked on this downward course. In this vote harvesting time, they use terms like the Great Society, or as we were told a few days ago by the President, we must accept a greater government activity in the affairs of the people. But they've been a little more explicit in the past, and among themselves, that all of the things I now will quote have appeared in print. These are not Republican accusations. For example, they have voices that say the Cold War will end through our acceptance of a not undemocratic socialism. Another voice says the profit motive has become outmoded. It must be replaced by the incentives of the welfare state. Or our traditional system of individual freedom is incapable of solving the complex problems of the 20th century. Individual freedom is incapable of solving the complex problems of the 20th century. Senator Fulbright has said at Stanford University that the Constitution is outmoded. He referred to the President as our moral teacher and our leader. And he says he is hobbled in his task by the restrictions of power imposed on him by this antiquated document. He must be freed so that he can do for us what he knows is best. And Senator Clark of Pennsylvania, another articulate spokesman, defines liberalism as meeting the material needs of the masses through the full power of centralized government. Well, I, for one, resent it when a representative of the people refers to you and me, the free men and women of this country, as the masses. This is a term we haven't applied to ourselves in America. But beyond that, the full power of centralized government, this was the very thing the Founding Fathers sought to minimize. They knew that governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people. And they know when a government sets out to do that, it must use force and coercion to achieve its purpose. They also knew those Founding Fathers that outside of its legitimate functions, government does nothing as well or as economically as the private sector of the economy.
I was so afraid of dying down there. I tried to remember, but when everything is coming back to me, my memory is paralyzed.
No, what is the last thing?
is your blood for the wasn't any. And I have power for the weren't any.
Is there anything else I can get you, madame? No. I need new life.
Make me change my mind. wasting around, wasting my precious energy.
To the people, and so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your heart. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use the power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
following pre-recorded political program is sponsored by TV for Goldwater Miller on behalf of Barry Goldwater, Republican candidate for President of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, we take pride in presenting a thoughtful address by Ronald Reagan. Mr. Reagan.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you and good evening. The sponsor has been identified, but unlike most television programs, the performer hasn't been provided with a script. As a matter of fact, I have been permitted to choose my own words and discuss my own ideas regarding the choice that we face in the next few weeks. I have spent most of my life as a Democrat. I recently have seen fit to follow another course. I believe that the issues confronting us cross party lines. Now, one side in this campaign has been telling us that the issues of this election are the maintenance of peace and prosperity. The line has been used, we've never had it so good. But I have an uncomfortable feeling that this prosperity isn't something on which we can base our hopes for the future. No nation in history has ever survived a tax burden that reached a third of its national income. Today, 37 cents out of every dollar earned in this country is the tax collector's share. And yet our government continues to spend $17 million a day more than the government takes in. We haven't balanced our budget 28 out of the last 34 years. We've raised our debt limit 3 times in the last 12 months. And now our national debt is 1.5 times bigger than all the combined debts of all the nations of the world. We have $15 billion in gold in our treasury. We don't own an ounce. Foreign dollar claims are $27.3 billion. We've just had announced that the dollar of 1939 will now purchase 45 cents. The dollar of 1939 will now purchase 45 cents. 1939 will now purchase 45 cents. 39 will now purchase 45 cents. 45 cents. 45 cents. 5 cents. One of my friends turned to the other and said, "We don't know how lucky we are." He stopped and said, "How lucky you are. I had some place to escape to." And in that sentence, he told us the entire story. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. And this idea that government is beholden to the people, that it has no other source of power except the sovereign people, is still the newest and the most unique idea in all the long history of man's relation to man. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. Capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. Lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. Plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves.
He would fulfill all your wishes. Every time.
Would you give up or try again? Would you be or play a role? So low, or keep it low. If I say no, would you turn away or play me off? Or would you stay on? First you don't succeed. Dust yourself off and try again. And dust it off and try again, try again. So first you don't succeed. Dust yourself off and try again, try again. I'm not shy, I'm the first step. What about the next step? You don't wanna throw it all away. Bugging on the first step. What about the next step? You into me, but I can't let it go so easily. Until I see what this could be eternity or just a week. But yeah, our chemistry is off the chain. It's perfect now, but will it change? This ain't a yes, this ain't a no. Just do your thing, see how we go.
Been a long time. We should have left you.
$1 million.
But I ain't promiscuous. And if
$1 million.
My body stays vicious, I'll be up. I ain't promiscuous, and if you were suspicious, all that shit is fictitious. I just wanna stay down, I ain't turn around, up, drum a little mama, I don't wanna take it back. And I know I'm coming off just a little bit conceited, and I keep on my feet on how the boys wanna eat it, but I'm trying to tell that I can't be treated like clientele, cause they say she's delicious. tell that I can't be treated like clientele, cause they say she delicious. So delicious. But I ain't promiscuous, and if you were suspicious, all that shit is fictitious. I go all the time I turn around, brothers gather around, always looking at me up and down, looking at me, sliding down the block just to watch what I got.
With you tackle delicious.
My body stays vicious, I'll be up. I ain't promiscuous, and if you were suspicious, all that shit is fictitious. I just wanna stay down, I ain't turning around up, draw my little mama, I don't wanna take it back. And I know I'm coming off just a little bit conceited, and I keep on my feet on how the boys wanna eat it, but I'm trying to tell that I can't be treated like clientele, cause they say she's delicious. But if you were suspicious, all that shit is fictitious.
How many of us realize that today federal agents can invade a man's property without a warrant? They can impose a fine without a formal hearing, let alone a trial by jury, and they can seize and sell his property at auction to enforce the payment of that fine.
Wombats. but you're already
voluntary, because by that time we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. He believes this because from our side he's heard voices pleading for peace.
wanna meet you nowhere. Don't want none of your time, man.
We know now that in the early years of the 20th century, this world was being watched closely by intelligences greater than man, minds that are to our minds as our...
that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people, and so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate. Don't hate, only the unloved hate. Hate, only the unloved hate. Hate, only the unloved hate. Only the unloved take. Only the unloved take. The unloved take. Unloved take. Unloved take. The unloved take. Love take. The unloved take. Only the unloved take. 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 The unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery. Fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power. The power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the powers of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie, they do not...
Don't say, just do it.
You're telling me I'm leaving, but all I wanna do is hold you and hear the sound of your heartbeat.
Soon as the bass bump, the energy right.
my face, the parachute of pride. To cross the line takes a tiny step, but will the spark cause the bridge to burn? My fear entwined with my regret, I'll be a path for safe return. 'Cause it's come along that we all forget, and it's a wasted love that we all regret. You live your life just once, sit down, forget about a thing called love. Don't forget about a thing called love. Forget about a thing called love.
following pre-recorded political program is sponsored by TV for Goldwater Miller on behalf of Barry Goldwater, Republican candidate for President of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, we take pride in presenting a thoughtful address by Ronald Reagan. Address by Ronald Reagan.
Ladies and gentlemen, how do we feel about turning up that?
from the soil. At the same time, there's been an increase in the Department of Agriculture employees. There's now 1 for every 30 farms in the United States. And still, they can't tell us how 66 shiploads of grain headed for Austria disappeared without a trace, and Billy Solestis never left shore. Every responsible farmer and farm organization has repeatedly asked the government to free the farm economy. But who are farmers to know what's best for them? The wheat farmers voted against.
The light will come.
$30 a month in the Aid to Dependent Children program. She got the idea from two women in her neighborhood who'd already done that very thing. Yet any time you and I question the schemes of the do-gooders, we're denounced as being against their humanitarian goals. They say we're always against things, we're never for anything. Well, the trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant. The trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. Ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. Ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. Now,
other parents. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder.